For some of you in this room who knows what I've been through in the last short while, maybe that's not funny, but I'm getting there. Fire can be beautiful, fire can be heartwarming, but fire can change your life in a heartbeat. On March 11th, my home was destroyed by fire, and I thought it would turn my life totally upside down. I thought it was all about losing everything. And I did lose a little bit of something. You'll remember this gal, Petunia Bunyan. Well, frankly, since the 11th of March, she's been half in the bag. Literally, that's all that's left of her. Her boots is all that survived because they were in my trunk. But I got to thinking about all the fun I've had with Petunia. At the Lefse Festival, I taught Bemidji how lefse was really made. It was Babe running through the North Dakota potato fields, and Petunia catching him on the way past the griddle. And voila, all you Norwegians, truth be told, that is a lefse. Well, you know, really, this whole fire thing has left me a great deal of time for reflection. Reflecting on, you know, it might be cliche, but reflecting on the important things in life, on the grace of God and good friends. When our house burned down, it was precisely that. People showed up at a moment's notice. In an ugly environment, does anybody recognize this critter? It's a lightning bug. It's an ugly little bug. And you might be tempted to squish it, just like the fire was an ugly thing to have. But had we sucked in and squished it, we would have missed the true light of that fire. The true light was groups of men coming out with bobcats without wanting to be paid for fuel or time. Friends showing up with food, water, and a porta potty. This was good. Those are the things that make a firefly out of your life, out of a fire. So I started really thinking, and it just took me a little wade back through those files of photos that we have. And it's interesting because people will say, did you lose all the family photos? How about the family stuff? That's the first concern. And no, I didn't lose all the family photos. I have the family photos that go way back to my granddaughter, the previous one that you saw on one of her late night fishing expeditions, the photos of my brother-in-law basking in one of our Minnesota lakes, enjoying even the smallest catch of the day. And the photos of violets in the spring, just that little walk, that moment of peace, and you look down and not take another step. Those are the photos to me were easy to find because of technology. Thank God for technology. But also, they were easy because they are in my mind as well as on my computer or as well as in this presentation tonight. So I encourage you as you think about things, and I've got little small stories to tell. This is a sunflower, just any old sunflower. But when we do finally get to grow our flowers, stare into the center of those flowers. Stare deep into the center of those flowers. And you might find something unexpected. Do you see it? There's a little spring peeper in there. And he was hiding like a bug of my lilies, like a bud on the lilies. And I watched him, and I watched him, and I watched him. And the world disappeared. And I realized that truly there are important things, and that sometimes not everybody stops long enough to enjoy that. This is my uncle, my Uncle Clifton. This is the first birthday cake he had ever had. Think about that. How common and ordinary are birthday cakes? But that was his first birthday cake at 77. And it took just a moment to frost and give to him. Take a few moments when the snow does go away. And walk slowly. I mentioned my grandmas, and I was grateful that Samantha shared my grandmas with me. When you become a grandma, you get to walk slower. Don't wait to become a grandma to walk slower. Don't wait to become a grandma to bake a great pie, and take the time to do it from scratch. Even if it doesn't turn out as well as you remember your grandmas did, just that touch. My mom baked my husband a blueberry pie like this 2 days after the fire. It was like a gift from heaven. Come summer, yes, I really did have to dig into the summer photos. But come summer, when you grab the chalk and send the kids outside, drop the dish towel and head out yourself. And sit on the sidewalk and arrange for somebody to pick you up. Come fall, when the tomatoes are on the vine and we can make salsa, don't just make salsa and sweat and boil and grimace over the fact that you're cooking on the hottest day of the summer. Gaze into the pot and look at the lovely colors. And when you get stopped dead in the middle of the road trying to get someplace by a herd of geese, no, ducks, mallards, there were thousands of these. My friend Kathy and I were going to Denver, and we got stopped for nearly 45 minutes by this bunch of ducks. We had the best 45-minute talk of the entire trip. And this just happens to be my favorite photo of all time. Just a slow walk with my granddaughter. Enough said about that. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry, but if you look at this, and if any of the photographers in the room look at this is a fabulous picture. An absolute fabulous picture caught on a droid in the middle of nowhere. But it's fabulous because of the stark contrast, and you can find joy in that. Just as you will find joy in the fireflies when summer does come.